Hello, thanks for tuning into Tech Talk Tuesday. My name is Brian Mursky. I own Veranda Technologies here in Brick Township. We serve Ocean, Monmouth, and the surrounding counties in New Jersey. So if you follow us online on Facebook or follow any of our posts on our email list, most of what we focus on is office computing. That's what we do. It's our focus. We love working with local businesses, making their office more efficient, stopping viruses before they happen, making sure that data is backed up. But we also love automation products. So we're going to take a sharp right turn today and talk about something that we normally don't. And we will, in the future, review a smart thermostat that we've been running, a smart door lock, and some lighting technologies. But for today, very excited because we got our favorite toy, favorite new toy so far. And it's a sprinkler control box. It's called a Rachio, Rachio. Showed up yesterday, so I've only been using it about 14 hours or so now, and there was some sleep in there. So if you have a home or an office and you have an irrigation system, that irrigation system generally in a garage or along the side of the house has a control box. That control box is where you set your zones. So in my case, we have 6 zones at the house. The first zone, zone 1, is a shrub area. It's a landscaping area in front of the house. It's 2 feet deep, about 18 to 20 feet long. What I didn't realize until yesterday is that shrubs and grass have very different watering needs, and the average person doesn't know that. You set your schedule based on how brown the grass is getting, how dead the shrubs are getting, and things that your neighbors tell you over time. So I have, over the 9 years we've been in the place, developed a watering schedule that seems to work for us. I now know, half a day into owning the Rachio, I've been wasting a whole lot of water. The benefit of the system, so let me back up a step. Even with my irrigation system, I have a rain sensor. You're required to, in most municipalities, I believe the entire state of New Jersey now requires that you have a rain sensor. Rain sensor on an irrigation system, unfortunately, doesn't do everything you need it to, because it doesn't tell the system how much it rained. It's just a cork. It's a piece of cork or several pieces of cork that when they get wet, they expand and they open contacts, which prevents the system from turning on. And then as they shrink, the contacts close and the system's allowed to run. If you get 48 hours of rain or 20 or 30 minutes of very heavy rain, the cork is still getting pretty much as wet either way. Once the cork starts to dry out, the system starts. You also have, in my case, I often water early morning, and where we live on the shore, most of our storms come in the evening, late afternoon, evening. So most of the time when rain is affecting me, it's not that my sprinkler system runs during rain, but it runs before the rain. And then it rains, and I've wasted all that water. So the Rachio, what makes it special, and I can't flip the screen while I'm videotaping, so I'm just going to glance over. When you program each zone, you tell it what's growing in that zone, so shrubs, trees, grass. You also tell it what kind of sand. So in New Jersey on the coast, we are sand, or what kind of soil, I'm sorry. We are sand, sandy loam, or loamy sand. So I'm not going to test mine and figure out exactly which makeup it is. I put loamy sand, I'm going right down the middle. Just give it some information. But it's not clay, it's not, more dense soils, and that makes a difference to how much water is retained. You can set your slope, so flat, mild, gentle, moderate, or steep slopes. You can set how much sun that particular zone gets, full sun, half sun, mostly shade, and the types of sprinkler heads. So it has a list of Hunter, Orbit, the different manufacturers of heads, the different nozzles you can put in them. That it uses to know how much water it's expelling from the system, and the size of the area. So it has pretty much everything it needs to calculate how much water is leaving the system, entering the ground. It knows the temperature. It knows how much sun you're getting, so it can figure out evaporation rates. It knows certainly when it's going to rain. You connect it to a local weather station. There are several just around me. And again, that's all built into the app. You don't have to know any of this. It took 20 minutes to wire the thing, and I had a wiring problem. So it would have taken 8 or 9. The company was fantastic. I called up. They said, let's figure out what's going on, walk me through the wires. We took a couple pictures, sent it to their email address. 8 or 9 minutes later, the system was working beautifully. It took another 20 minutes or so to rough configure it. And yes, it'll take me 2 or 3 weeks to put all of the information in about exact square footage of the area, how many heads, what type of head. That's going to take a little bit of time, but you only ever have to do it once. And then it saves it to the cloud. You can unplug the thing for 6 years, plug it back in. It'll know your configuration. And what's spectacular is when I tried to configure it yesterday, it said, this isn't the best day to configure the device. You're getting a lot of rain tomorrow. And I said, go ahead anyway. So we wasted 10 minutes worth of water testing each zone for 2 minutes. Since the rain started this morning, I've gotten an alert that the rain sensor was activated, which I'll turn off eventually. It has 3 times now changed my May watering schedule because we just keep getting more and more rain. And there's a little chart that shows how much water is in the ground, and it keeps going up. We're now at max, ground fill, and you can set allowed depletion limits. So, and it figures most of this out for you. You don't have to do this. But moisture level and efficiency and allowed depletion, all based on what's growing and what type of soil. So my root depth for shrubs, it has at 15 inches. Yes, I can pull some and check that. I'm going to assume that it knows what it's talking about. 15 inches sounds right to me. Grass root, 6 to 8 inches sounds right to me. I'm gonna trust it. But I used to water all 6 zones pretty much on the same schedule, and I now know that the shrubs, that landscaping area or areas, they need a lot of water, but they only need it every 10 days. The next time my Zone 1 is on the schedule looks like May 15th at the moment, which is 10 days from when I'm recording this. A few days less from when I'll be posting it. I cheated this week. But the other zones are all scattered. So I used to record, again, all of my zones would run the same day, and I'd run it every 3 or 4 days, depending on how hot it was in the season. Late July, all of August, I would run it every day. Turns out I was wasting water. So very excited to be saving. Technology can be wonderful. It's pretty incredible that we have tools like this available to us. We are going to continue reviewing them. So far, Rachio is an A+. The support is terrific. Their documentation blows me away. There are pages and pages of how-tos, videos, diagrams, how to calculate your square footage, how to calculate the radius of each sprinkler head. They even try to help reposition the heads so that they're more accurately and I guess more efficiently situated on the property. I'm not going to go through any of that. I'm just trying to save some water and play with a new toy. I expect that within a week or 2, I won't even touch this thing again. I'll just let it run. And we look forward to seeing how it does. If there's a topic you want covered, a product you want to know about, something you need to know, drop us a line, helpdesk@verandatech.com. Have a wonderful day.